Alpha 26. Victor Hugo called architecture the handwriting of the human race. Is this description also to be our demise, our epitaph? Is our architecture at this very moment inscribing our death warrant on the wall of evolution, natural selection? Yes, we are indeed scribbling out the hieroglyphics of our extinction. If we do not discover new architecture and build the plantibus, we are lost. Bill Gates' plastic meat initiative will never make his agriculture investments biosustainable. His depopulation ideas and polluting the heavens will not make our society biosustainable either. They are all first surface investments, depending on obsolete technology. Unfortunately, despite all the vegan propaganda and all the beautiful Hindu reasoning, it's not enough. We are not animals designed to eschew cruelty from our food gathering. Our bodies cannot make all the vitamins and hormones our existence demands. Even if we could not survive for a microsecond without killing. Something has condemned our manifestation to both suffer and deal out suffering to others. We have speciously tried to justify it as we ineptly adapt to it. Many of our social and dietary needs and all of our immune system depends on cruelty and unaccountable death dealing. We are the only hominid species to survive so spectacularly. Why? Because no other hominid was ever so greedy, so reproductively licensed, and so cruel. I liked Bucky. I learned a great deal from him. He was a great man, but he was wrong about one thing. We must indeed prove our right to survive. If we do not, nature will remove us faster than a politically incorrect YouTube video, or as nature has done with 90% of all creatures that have ever lived at her largesse. Nature is entropy's handmaiden, and she will not be cheated of her pound of disorder. Every second, trillions of little machines are copying our DNA. They do this because entropy, directing Brownian movement, demands it. Trillions of our cells obey entropy every microsecond. They cannot be wrong, can they? Yet the present does not exist. Only the future and past do. We imagine that there is a present because something must divide past and future for us. So why are we so programmed to not waste time in the present? Forgive me the anthropomorphism, but entropy demands illusion, and entropy must be obeyed. Our every moment is fraught with disorder, leading to creation of more disorder. We are children of chaos, and the pony-bus is the only way we can continue to grow and produce more disorder in the universe at the same time. If we do not use our intelligence and will to build the great bridges, we will die and the microbes will eat us en masse. With the pony-bus, the microbes and we can coexist, making entropy happy. Without the great bridges, we will go extinct. The ultimatum is very simple. Either the microbes and we survive together, or the microbes survive alone. Only agriculture on the great bridges can be truly biosustainable. Why is that? I can give you many reasons for it, but the main one is that it is scientifically congruent, as it rests on biological truth. It accentuates and adds to the global glory of entropy, consciousness, and gravity, our triune God. We are living in a reality bubble right now. Atomic war is impending every minute. Planetary power failure is not an inconceivable event. If our entire contemporary civilization were to experience a loss of agriculture or power for a year, how would we react? The scenario would not be pleasant. Between the bomb and digital hegemony over our lives, we dance on the edge of an apparent death-wish precipice. Such spectacles as nuclear power and vulnerability to loss of energy must never be allowed on a pony bus. Energy-generating devices must be balanced between the large and the small. Those devices generating large quantities of energy for the community from solar, wind, and hydro must be balanced. The number of those doing the same job at each domicile site must speak to equilibrium. Bees use bumps of wax to form new hive foundations. Once the ponybus has begun growing all over the planet from the moon, the earth will look like these bumps of wax. These bumps, new tetrahedrons, will grow larger tetrahedron by tetrahedrons. Very soon, each new tetrahedron pier will be a cantilever, poised to join another. Ponybus engineers will advise tetrahedron contractors where to place the newer tetrahedrons. Each new cantilever must be protected from being undermined by an unwise employment of gravity. Once secure, it will connect to another cantilever from another tetrahedron pier. As these bridges grow larger and the cantilevers proliferate, many changes will take place. Human labor will be necessary at every cantilever's vertex joint. Artificial intelligence and robots will be responsible for the exact placement of each tetrahedron. Most of the unpleasant parts of construction will also fall to them. At some point, it will be necessary to ensure a decentralized power grid. The grid and all technology dependent on it must be virtually infallible under every possible negative contingency. We must do this at the commencement of the installation of alternative energy production. It will eventually empower the entire ponybus, so it may be advisable to install the conductors in the tetrahedrons while still in the molds. Imagine, if you can, our future planet. Envision all the tetrahedral threads of contiguous gossamer cantilevers, growing circumference by growing circumference. Out past the troposphere, these intrepid cantilevers will stretch. Can you see it in your mind's eye? Thrusting its diaphanous fingers into the stratosphere, hundreds of billions of our species, undaunted, acting as custodians for a biosustainable planet. We will rip the fabric of the envelope apart that for so long has enthralled the dominion of our souls. We will grasp our human destiny, wresting it from the stochastic oblivion of extinction's bowels. We will propel it outward into a limitless universe. The restless, insatiable spirit of man will venture into the limitless reaches of grasplessness, determined pseudo-teleological growth, up and out, ever closer to satiating the universal infinite. The bridges will elude the horror of multicellular organismic terminal differentiation and evolutionary death. We will not die. Thank you for your kind attention.